Haunting of Ashwood Manor. Nestled deep in the woods, Ashwood Manor had stood abandoned for decades, shrouded in an aura of dread. The townsfolk spoke of eerie lights and whispers that emanated from its decrepit halls. But no one dared to venture close, until curiosity got the better of Thomas. Determined to uncover the truth, Thomas entered the manor one stormy night. The wind howled through broken windows, and the air was thick with the scent of decay. Each step echoed ominously as he wandered through rooms filled with dust-covered memories. In the parlor, he found an old piano, its keys yellowed and cracked. As he reached to touch them, a chill ran down his spine. Suddenly, the piano began to play, the haunting melody filling the room. Thomas froze, his breath catching as a ghostly figure materialized in the moonlight, a woman in a tattered gown, her eyes hollow and lifeless. She moved towards him, her translucent form gliding effortlessly. Thomas, paralyzed with fear, watched as she raised a skeletal hand to point at the grand staircase. Unable to resist, he followed her silent command and ascended the steps, each creak resonating through the empty house. At the top, a door stood slightly ajar. With trembling hands, Thomas pushed it open to reveal a dusty nursery. In the center of the room was an old crib, its blanket undisturbed by time. As he approached, the woman reappeared, standing over the crib, her sorrowful gaze fixed on it. "Who are you?" Thomas whispered, his voice barely audible. The woman's lips moved, but no sound came forth. Instead, she pointed to an old, faded photograph on the wall, a family portrait. Thomas recognized the woman and a child in her arms. The child's face bore a striking resemblance to his own. A wave of realization washed over him. This was his great-grandmother, and the child was his grandmother, who had died mysteriously in this very house. The ghost's eyes bore into his, pleading for something he couldn't understand. As he looked around the room, he noticed a small diary on a shelf. Opening it, he found pages filled with desperate entries, detailing a life of isolation and sorrow, culminating in the death of the child. The last entry spoke of a tragic accident and a curse that bound the spirits to the manor. Tears welled in Thomas' eyes as he read. The woman's ghostly form flickered, her expression softening. Thomas knew what he had to do. He whispered a prayer for their souls, and promised to give them a proper burial. As he left the manor, the air felt lighter, the oppressive weight lifted. The storm had passed, and a gentle breeze rustled the trees. In the distance, he swore he heard the faint sound of a piano, playing a lullaby, as the spirits of Ashwood Manor finally found peace.